used to the fact that we have ads. It's so annoying when I'm trying to like go back and find something and I'm like, Zaxby's ad.
When we go live, can you listen to see if you can hear us? All right, I think we are live. Let me lower this down for you guys just a hair. Hello, we're back. It's been about 260 something days. It just started raining here at the bounce house. And right behind us, if you could see the amount of students running to their seats.
In the rain, running in the rain. It's pouring. It's actually, though, it's literally like not pouring behind us. It's pouring everywhere around us, though.
Which I'm happy about. Won't get any water on the computer. As you guys know, last year it was always hectic. It might come and we might have to move it.
I'm like watching it come this way. It's like crazy.
It's just now starting. But we're going to put on a good show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Charge On Pregame Live Show. I'm your host, Sean Green. With me, as always, Nick Geddes. We are thrilled to be back. Second year that we are credentialed. It's all thanks to you guys. We got a bunch of people in the chat. That wasn't like it was last year. I'm going to read through some of your guys' comments because, like I said, you guys have been talking. We appreciate it. Not Green, we'll get to your comment because Cam Fancher is going to be a large part. It looks like the rain's just stopping a little bit.
Slowing down. It's slowing down a little bit.
I got some on my shoulder. And I will say, I don't want to jinx it, but the quality, it's not lagging. We're watching it right now. It looks crystal clear. So clearly the stuff is working. But
yeah, we got people in the chat talking about Micah Parsons. We got different things talking tonight.
Listen, with this UCF team, we might need to talk about some other stuff. We don't know.
We'll cross that when we get there.
We got UCF says, let's go, baby. Charge on Knights. Not Green because he's talking about Cam Fancher in a second. We'll get there. Devin, welcome back. Let's go, Devin. We appreciate you coming back. UCFS, do you think the other quarterbacks will see playing time tonight? We're going to get into all that. I think probably, most likely, we'll see some other quarterbacks depending on the score and depending on how Cam plays, but we'll get to Cam in a second. UCF Weekly. On my way to the game, I'm guessing Steven Leonard. He will join us for the post-game show. It is raining, so I think, again, we're glad that we got here early. Steven, that's a good note to you to get there early. Let's see. Just incredible. Back again. Another rain out to start the season. It's kind of becoming a normal thing for us at this point.
Did I not say this on Tuesday's show? I was like, I'm so concerned that given all the rain we had over the last week that we're going to get to today and it's going to be the same thing as it was last year when we had like a 45-minute delay. And I woke up this morning and I texted you. I was like, there's a little bit of nip in the air, at least where I was in Tampa this morning as we walk here. And it was a splendid day out, no clouds in the sky, blue skies and everything. And it was like that all day. And then we get over here and now it's pouring. So,
yeah, now it's pouring.
You know what? That usually, if somebody asked about, how's the crowd looking like? I don't know yet about like the normal crowd, but the students literally all came running in right as we went live. And they're all filing in right now. They're all wearing white. They understood the assignment. And usually, as we know, during these raining games, that's when the crowd, at least the student section, usually gets even more into it.
100%. UCFS says the rain is moving out. It's right over the campus right now. So, yeah, we hope so. Luckily, we were going to do our pregame show from Memory Mall. That's kind of the new look of the pregame show moving forward. It won't be this. We're going to some fans' tailgate spots. We can have people come see us because we're here so early that fans really can't come say hi. So, for the time being, for today, this is what it's going to look like. But for the next couple weeks and for the rest of the season, we will be out at tailgate spots. Let's kind of get into it. Keep talking in the chat. We will answer all your questions. If you want to donate, we would appreciate that as well. But if not, keep talking in the chat. We love it. Everybody's going to talk about it, so we might as well just talk about it. We talked about it on the podcast. Cam Fancher is your starting quarterback. Very different from last year ending the season, what we thought was going to happen. We were thinking we're going E.J. Colson into next year. Everything's not looking too hot, but we don't know what's going to happen. To now, quarterback competition, UCF pays Taven Jackson, and Cam Fancher comes out on top. Nick, listen, I talked to you on the podcast. I asked you, what do we need to see out of Cam Fancher tonight to feel confident and comfortable? After sitting on it for a few days, where is your mindset at with Cam Fancher?
Yeah, I think the most important thing with Cam Fancher, I just want to see a clean operation. I think that's the most important thing. And obviously, don't turn over the football. I mean, that goes without saying, right? But if this is still an open competition, because I think there's some, even though Cam's quarterback one right now, I think there's some question as if that's going to remain, if any of these two games are going to be able to tell us that. And I think the best thing he can do for himself, again, is keep the operation clean, get the ball out on time, and, of course, just avoid the unnecessary turnovers and try to make a few splash plays. I think that's what Scott Frost and his coaching staff want to see out of Cam Fancher, to have confidence in him over these next 2 weeks before we get to the big one in Week 4 against North Carolina.
Quentin Speed says, go UCF. Just incredible. Keep on charging on Sean and Nick. We appreciate you, just incredible. Obviously, you're in here all the time when we do live streams, so we appreciate you. Not Green. This kind of back to Cam Fancher. Says, ESPN says Cam threw 6 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. What? Oh. Wow. I thought you guys were just saying Micah should go to.
I saw Devin in the chat said Micah to the Packers, and I was like, let me go look at Twitter real quick. And yeah, wow.
Who said it first? Oh, Jack.
Well, we're not an NFL show, but 4 years, 188 million, 47 million per year on that deal. He's going to Green Bay.
Well, that's kind of shocking. I think Jack had it first, potentially. Because I thought you were just talking, he's going like, oh, is Micah going to go to Green Bay? We didn't know that it actually happened. So breaking news to start the UCF Charge on Pregame live show. But
It's crazy.
that is crazy. But let's get back to Cam Fancher a little bit. ESPN says Cam threw 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in a season. Is this true? I believe it was last season. Last season, I think he threw 6 touchdowns, 6 picks, ran for a good amount. Cam, this is kind of where, when he signed, I didn't want UCF fans to fret, because in my head, that was a depth piece. I said Cam Fancher is a veteran guy that can come in, has a lot of starts under his belt, but he is a very turnover-prone quarterback. He, I think, has thrown 26 touchdowns, 26 interceptions in his college career. And for a UCF team that really, I think it's 63 officially new players, a brand new coaching staff, thought process was you need a guy that's going to protect the football, not be a guy that's trying to save the team, but is managing it. And clearly Cam was that guy in fall camp, but his career kind of speaks for itself. Now, last year in FAU, he had a really bad offensive line, one of the worst in the country, so there is something to be said about that. I think UCF's line this year is a little bit better, but it's something that you really, to Justin Credible's point about not predicting anything, you can't really predict how he's going to play.
I mean, you can't predict how anybody's going to play, and that's the thing. Like, driving in here today, we've said so much about this football team, almost speculating and trying to figure out what this is going to look like. But we've spent so much time doing that over the last 8-9 months. But now we're here. Now we're here, and it's go time. And we've got a chance to be around the players, obviously, a little bit with the series we did this summer. And talking to those guys, both on and off the record, I think we have a feeling that these guys know they're being doubted out, or counted out, rather. They know they're being doubted. And the best thing they could do is to carry that over as we walk again. Best thing they can do, obviously, is carry that over onto the field tonight. And if you feel like you're being counted out, everybody's doubting you, everybody's picking you to be last in the Big 12, we'll go out there and prove them wrong. And that starts tonight. And there's something about the unknown that makes it exciting, because you just don't know what you're going to get. It could be amazing, and it could, knock our socks off. It could be somewhere really bad, or it could be somewhere in the middle. Let's hope for it's the former.
And we've been saying, I think me and Nick both have been like, there's a weird excitement. It's not just because it's football season, right? Like every football season you get that excitement of it's back, it's finally here. But guys, this is just different. We have no idea what kind of team is going to step out on that field tonight. We have zero clue. It could be the worst thing we've ever watched, which I find highly doubtful given what we watched last season. Or it could be somewhere in the middle, or it could be really good. And I think that's the exciting part, is there's so much newness to this team that really you're going in completely blind, which is not usually common in any team, let alone college football.
Yeah, and I think one of the other big things I'm looking for tonight, obviously, I've been saying that I think UCF probably is going to be a run-first football team. Now, I think most teams want to do that, right? But I think they're probably going to have to definitely rely on that running game, because Miles Montgomery is one of the lone returning guys on this offense this season, and Jaden Nixon comes in behind him. I'm curious to see that. But I'm going to keep my eye on a lot on this receiver group tonight. Last year we knew behind Kobe Hudson it wasn't good enough. It was not good enough. And this year the whole thing has been sort of transformed. Who's going to be that guy? Is it going to be DJ Black? Is it going to be Dwayne Thomas? Is it going to be Marcus Burke, Chris Domerkamp, the 2 true freshmen, Carl Jenkins and Wade and Charles, who were both right there on the depth chart for us to see. So that's a sign that they've been doing really well throughout the offseason and everything. I'm really looking forward to that. As much as we've been talking about Cam Fancher, who's going to be sort of his go-to targets, I think all that is up in the air.
Justin Credible says, couldn't we let Ja'Carri Brown play some wide receiver like Jeff Godfrey back in the day? I've been very vocal to say if I want Ja'Carri Brown playing any other position, it'd be running back. Throw him in the backfield.
I would give him some packages. Yeah. I'd give him some packages.
Oh, and I think that's what I'm saying. I think the question was, I think somebody else asked it, like, do we think we'll see multiple quarterbacks tonight? Yeah, I do think you will see. Now, granted, I don't think it will be in the, he's going to get a snap. He's going to play a series. I think it's going to be Cam Fancher most of the night. But I would not be shocked if you see a guy like Ja'Carri Brown come in and have a set package just for him. To that point, Not Green says, I honestly think Taven should have took the quarterback job. And that's a greater, as we see some Jack State people start coming behind us, or in front of us. At the end of the day, Taven Jackson was paid to be quarterback one of the UCF Knights this year. He was paid to be that. Unfortunately, our mic's out. All right, you probably hear us now. You probably hear us now. You do hear. Oh, that's very loud. Very loud, very loud. All right. You might just have to get this for right now. This isn't as best. See, we knew we would have some technical problems. We knew it. This little cord just like unplugged and then it messes up everything.
Yeah. As I was saying though, I don't know if y'all could hear a little bit because it was going in and out there, but the Jacksonville State Gamecocks have just arrived here at the Acrisure Bounce House Stadium. I think I got that right, correct?
Acrisure Bounce House.
Acrisure Bounce House. They just arrived. They were treated to a lot of booze here by the UCF student section. So this is fun. This is fun. We're right on top of the action.
Is the rain clearing up? No.
No. No, it's not. And there's like lightning strikes that are like happening like all around us as well. So yeah. We're doing the best we can through this.
Yeah, it's not clearing up. It's another one of those opening games that we know and don't love. But
damn Thursdays, man.
I'm telling you, man. From here on out, let's just not do it on Thursdays. If we could please just have it on Saturdays. And if it rains on Saturday, it rains on Saturday. Went louder when you plugged in. Audio just went a little lower. All right, thank you. Just incredible. Keep me honest. I bet that's better. You're just going to hear a lot of background noise probably because we don't have the good mic. For some reason, when I unplug the good mic, during goes loud and low, but we're good. Okay, sorry about that, guys. For the post-game show, we have a mixer, so it should be fine. But no, like Taven should have won the quarterback one job. He should have. He didn't. And I think there is some hope potentially that him or Jakari potentially will play because they put there's no quarterback 2, quarterback 3. That job is still ongoing. And then if Cam slips up, that kind of leaves the job open for a Taven or a Jakari. But at the end of the day, the guy that won, and Cam is the guy that literally he won it, even though we didn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, I said that all along. Like,
to me, the job was set up for Taven Jackson to go and win it. And I have to think that this staff thought that at some point the light would sort of click on for Taven Jackson, and he would have a string of really good practices where he would understand the offense, pick it up, and obviously perform. And he didn't do that. And so he's the backup. And what have I been saying? I kind of appreciate the fact that this coaching staff wasn't going to just get, thrown in the face by, okay, well, this guy's making this much money and we did this much effort to get him in the transfer portal, so he has to play until proven otherwise. They didn't go that route. They had an open competition, they were true to it, and the guy that we really didn't put much stock in, to be honest with you, when he came here, ends up being the starter. And I think Scott Frost, if I'm not mistaken, Sean, you were at the press conference the other day, I think Scott even had a comment about that. I think it might have been at the press conference, or it might have been with somebody else, but he kind of talked about, the thing that he loved about being at UCF was, nobody is telling him like, hey, you have to play this guy, or you have to play this guy. There's none of that here. So full autonomy for Scott Frost and his coaching staff to do as they see fit with no pressure, and I think that's the way it needs to be.
Yeah, it has to be that way. And like we said, it's Cam's job right now. Frost kind of seems content with that decision, but at the end of the day, if in a week, or if he doesn't perform very well tonight and has a really rough night, whoever's that backup option is going to get an opportunity to prove that they can be quarterback one. There's a reason it was so close. There's a reason it wasn't decided until the week prior. So I think you take those things and you then say, okay, it's done right now. And it does look like we are seeing some brightness.
I got to tell you, they're playing some really good music right now. I'm kind of into it, if you can hear it. There's a little Foreigner going on. We got USF is right above my head right here, by the way, for those paying attention.
I'm going to change the mic one more time, and you guys tell me if this is worse or better, okay? All right, you guys let me know. I know. Let me know if that's even better. But we switched it to headphones. So if it's worse, let me know. If it's better, let me know. Not Green says, hot take, I think the average McDonald's worker could outperform KJ Jefferson.
That's a little harsh. It's a little harsh. I don't want to go back in time, but I don't know what happened there. It just didn't work. It wasn't a good fit. It is what it is, but what are you going to do?
Stephen Holman, thank you. I thought it would be less background noise. Like I said, come back for the post-game show. Honestly, this is working out much better than we thought.
We're good.
So that's good. But we will be good for the post-game show.
That's a good point from UCF Fez. Those uniforms are going to get messy tonight.
I love the white uniform.
I would hate to be the equipment manager on that one tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard wash day tomorrow. But they're going to look really – the white uniforms look so good.
They look really good.
That I'm totally fine with them getting a little dirty. Just getting dirty, run to the football. Somebody said, I think they asked about Miles. Basically said, Miles is the starting running back. Is he? Yes, Miles Montgomery is going to start. I think UCF is going to rely heavily on the run game regardless. You've got, Miles Montgomery, Jaden Nixon, Stacey Gage. Talk about the running backs a little bit. Obviously, that's probably the strength of this UCF offense in general.
Yeah, I've been saying that all the time. I mean, running football team, I think UCF's going to be a lot this year. And, I mean, listen, we just got through with 2 or 3 years of R.J. Harvey. So, I mean, is that really anything different from what we've seen? Not exactly. But Miles, I think he performed really well in the role that he had last year. And Jaden Nixon, the second they got him in the transfer portal, I went back and watched some of that guy's stuff. And, the potential is very, very, big there for him to make an impact as well. And, we'll see with Stacey Gage. I think Tavion Swint, him coming into the picture this year, I think a lot of people forgot about Stacey Gage. But now with Tavion Swint being out, it's an opportunity for Stacey Gage to sort of step up and show what he has, because not long ago, he was one of the higher recruits that UCF brought into that position. So I think you feel confident about that position group more so than a lot on this team right now, because it's a little bit more known, and I think you're going to see that tonight. I think all 3 guys get a decent amount of work.
Yeah, and I think here's the thing. Jaden Nixon is getting a lot of praise from the college football world. He's on the Doak Walker list, and that's fine and dandy, and that's all good. I think that just shows you how many people don't really know about Miles Montgomery. And last year, he didn't get as many opportunities.
He also played through an injury late in the season, too, that hampered him for sure.
Exactly. So it's like he had the injury. He wasn't even splitting back carries with RJ. RJ was clear-cut RB1. There wasn't really much changing that. There wasn't really doing a running back by committee approach. But when Miles got in the game, me and Nick, we like everybody that watched Miles was like, he's a real dude. Like, that is a dude that's going to play. So I think, though I do, and I think who said it? Just Incredible says, I think they split at running back. I don't think so. I think Miles is going to get the bulk of the carries, and I think Jaden Nixon will get in when it's the right situations, the right play calls.
He probably is going to be, I would think, maybe contributing on kick return, punt return potentially too. He has that capability to do that. He's shown that as well.
Yeah, and I think the good thing about Miles is I think he can catch the ball. It's not just the one-dimensional back. He can also catch out of the backfield. Jaden Nixon can do that as well. So I think you are going to see a running back by committee approach, but Miles is going to get a bulk of the carries. Like, Miles will be in there late when the game is on the line. So I think I understand where some people might remember an old Scott Frost offense here where it really was split between 2 or 3 backs. It'll be similar, but not the same. And then again, we will see. Like, maybe Miles loses his step, and then luckily you have Jaden Nixon and Stacey Gage. I will say, Stacey Gage, we signed him in the class previously. Stacey Gage, I think, is the real deal. We also have Tavion Swint. He's going to be out for a little bit with an injury. But Stacey Gage, I don't know what I was expecting out of him, but seeing him in spring and fall has made me a lot more confident in Stacey Gage.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned. I feel like he's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle over the past year that he's been here at UCF, and even this year, we just really haven't talked much about him. I think a lot of people thought Tavion Swint, if he was healthy, might have been running back 3, but Tavion's out, so that's an opportunity for Stacey Gage, and he's got a lot to prove, and just getting him on the field. He has hardly had a chance to touch the field, sort of being that guy 4th, 5th running back option he was last year. So, again, it's a big opportunity for tonight, but you could say that about so many people because, as we've been saying, there's just so many unknowns.
Not Green says, I honestly think this UCF squad can win the Big 12 in the next 3 or 4 years, especially being that we pull Kane Archer and most of our wide receivers are freshmen. That's an interesting, listen, I think you can hope and look down the line and say, at the end of the day, here's what I'll say. Kane Archer hasn't signed yet. Kane Archer is committed. He has not signed yet. We assume he's going to, but he hasn't. Wide receiver-wise, you have 2 right now that are young and are, going to be good. That's Carl Jenkins Jr. and Waden Charles. Waden Charles is probably, in my estimate, he's technically starting. He has an or next to his name. So as a true freshman, you have a true freshman wide receiver potentially starting. I think those 2 guys are going to be really good for UCF. And then you have Darius Farmer, D.D. Farmer, who's out this year with an injury coming back. So I think all of that can really potentially speed up the process if these guys are really good. But with that being said, to say maybe in 3 to 4 years, we just got to get through game 1. Let's see what this Scott Frost offense and new Alex Grinch defense for UCF can do against a team that you should handle easily. You should handle them easily, but you won't know. If UCF goes out and struggles, 3 or 4 years may be a little too soon.
Well, I mean, you have to understand, in the modern day college football, it's very possible to sort of strike lightning in a bottle in 1 year and all of a sudden be a contender. I mean, we saw that last year. I think everybody's going to point to the Indiana model, right? And this year in the Big 12, this is a big proof of concept for a team like Texas Tech, for example, because they built a team going probably as extreme as you possibly can on the transfer portal, I can probably say. So this is going to be a proof of concept, I think, for all of college football and maybe some of these teams in the Big 12. But I still believe long-term, UCF has such an advantage being in this conference because of where their recruiting base is. All the other schools in the Big 12, for the most part, are sort of staying in that, that Midwest range, and that sort of puts a little bit of a cap on the guys that are around their base and who they can get and things like that. And, of course, revenue sharing, and I almost hate that I even brought that word up because the season has started. We're not talking about any of that stuff anymore, but it is a real thing that's going to play a part in roster construction as we move forward. Again, don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but long story short, it is very possible to strike lightning in a bottle 1 year if everything falls your way, but I still feel confident in their ability to probably turn this thing around rather quickly just because of where their recruiting base is.
Just Incredible says Archer and Carr are nice. Yeah, they are both nice, and that's what's going to be very interesting. We'll see heading into next season. Obviously, let's start this season and have a good time. But you might have a true freshman quarterback starting next season for UCF, potentially. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. Zachary Foster, big national TV matchup for USF in 10 minutes until kickoff. Maybe 3,000 people in the stands almost all Boise State fans. Don't.
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah, it basically sounds about right. I've got Boise State Stadium. I mean, they might waste it, but it's better to have a stadium than not have a stadium. So I think that's good for them to finally get around and get one. Yeah. Just incredible. Wet field might not make up so UCF fast tonight, but maybe better in the second half. I don't know.
Well, the good news is I'm looking out here to my right. Well, to my left it looks very dark and gray, but to my right,
Sunshine.
there's some sunshine. Is there some sunshine here if you turn it?
You can't really notice
Can't
it.
really notice it, but trust us on it. And I think you guys are seeing it from wherever you are. There's starting to be a little bit of sunshine. It's still raining pretty good. There's a inclement weather notice up here, so nobody's able to go inside the stadium. That's why the student section is just chilling right here next to us.
Let's show them, actually. Let's show the student section a little bit. A lot of people waiting. A lot of people waiting to get in. Now, what I will say, with that being said, I don't know how packed this game is going to be. I didn't see that many people. Now, granted, it was early. We got here at around 4
People are
o'clock.
working, you're doing a thing.
It's Thursday. It's a Thursday
I'll
night.
tell you what, we stopped into Alumni Hall. You couldn't move in there.
Granted, it's really small in Alumni
It's
Hall.
just really small, but it was packed.
It was packed. Nick got a nice polo that he'll rock on a podcast at some point in the next couple weeks.
Yeah,
You better. You spent a good chunk of money on it.
probably the next podcast we do.
Stephen Holman, Frost brings back the fan culture that will draw in more local recruits. Just need to win now. You need to win 6 games. And I've been saying it. I think if you win 6 games, that gives me a lot more confidence moving forward that you're going to be doing something. If you go 4-8 again, then the morale is still low. There's no excitement at another 4-8 season. But you also have to understand the times and what he's had to do just to get a team together. So I think that's something that you have to take into consideration. Not green. If I force win UCF's every game in college football 26 and cast a spell, you think we would win? Well, how about you try it? Start doing it. And then if it keeps working, then you come back and let us know. But if it doesn't, then you might as well just stop. We'll take a couple more here, and then we're going to get on out of here. My laptop is soaked. Stephen Holman, that's cool to have that many students an hour and a half before the game ready. Hopefully the rain stops soon. Yeah, I will say, I saw the student line. It wasn't that long. But again, that was at 4 o'clock.
They came rushing in here, though. I think it's because right once it started pouring, that's right when they let them in.
They zoomed. Just incredible. Let's make a bowl game and hopefully win said bowl game. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's get to 6 wins. Nick, any final thoughts before game time?
We're going to sign off here, but thank you guys again for tuning in. Good turnout here on the first Charge On pregame show. Again, it sucks that we had this rain because we were going to be doing this on Memory Mall, but it is what it is. So thank you guys for sticking with us. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you're coming to the stadium, have a good time. It's going to be really wet. It just kind of is what it is. If you're at home, enjoy it there. We're going to go get some cover. And again, now the sun is officially out, so I think this rain's going to stop here in a little bit.
Yeah, guys, that's going to do it. Appreciate, like Nick said, you guys all hopping on after the game. Make sure to come right back here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are going to be doing our post-game live show per usual. No hiccups. Everything looking good.
Let me answer that last question.
What's the last question?
What is your, wow, that was an insane but still semi-realistic win total? I'll say 8 wins is an incredible season.
I mean, that
Zachary Foster.
I think 8 is probably that number.
Yeah, probably.
Probably 8.
Probably it's 8. You're right on it, Zachary.
But catch us after the game. We'll be going live right after the game. Give us about 20 to 25 minutes after the final whistle, and we will be on live. All right, everybody, that's going to do it. Thank you so much. Go Knights. Charge on. We will see you